Hi everyone, welcome back. And today we are going to Gen Con. No, not really. So the biggest problem with all the COVID and everything is traveling is still not as prevalent as it is. And I'm unfortunate to say, rather than joining all these fantastic people at Gen Con, I'm kind of stuck this year, still at my place. And there's not much I could do other than look at videos of other people going to Gen Con, getting all the good deals, getting all the new games. I can't believe it, but the Twilight Inscription is actually out, as well as their expansion to, was it Cascadia? Or no, it wasn't. There was one about the river. I can't remember what game that was. There was one of those team with all the but I'll come to it. Yeah, so there was a few new games that's being released and showcased at Gen Con, and despite everything, I can't be there. So instead of that, I'm just going to show you that there's still a lot of deals out there that you're not going to miss, even if you're not going to be at Gen Con, right? So well, we're not going to Gen Con, but let's see what we. So this is one of the first few videos I'm going to do that's very specifically for the viewers in Singapore, because it's like that's where I am now, and I'm going to actually show you what you can actually buy with a deal. Instead of showing you all the Kickstarters and every stuff which won't come in 1 year or two, and to make it worse, then I don't know how much that's actually going to cost. So we are going cost effective, and we're going shopping, and we're going to ship to Singapore today. So let's go for a start. I already added some of those fantastic deals which I found on Amazon, but I'm going to shop with you today again. So first thing that comes is that if you have not gotten the from CGE, the Lost Ruin of Arnak, this is one game that I highly recommend, and it's a crazy deal at $51.90. That comes to about maybe about I guess it's less than $40 I guess. So I already opened up this one. So you can see Lost Ruin of Arnak has a rating of 8.1, but of course BGG ratings is all very subjective. I have the game, I enjoy the game. It's a playable solo, and it's a fantastic game with a lot of components. So I'm going to show you one of the pictures with lots of components, and because of this, this is actually one of the back cover, but there's nothing better than to show the best in your back cover. So there are cards, there are multiple tracks of advancement, so you will not be stuck if you're if someone else beat you to it in getting certain things, and you're stuck with the track. So there are multiple tracks of advancement, multiple ways to win, kind of a point salad, but basically it's one of the better games that is either Lost Ruin of Arnak with the Indiana Jones theme, or is the Dune Imperium with the sci-fi theme. So these two games are pretty similar in my view, and they are pretty highly rated as well. Both of them came out about the same time. Both of them came out with expansion at the same time. Dune Imperium is going to have a new expansion pre-order, so I don't know if Lost Ruin of Arnak needs another expansion. Honestly speaking, the Leader's Expedition expansion is really fantastic, and I really enjoyed that. So this is the game that I highly recommend, and is really as a steal at $51.90. So this is my first suggestion of the week. If I'm going to have more on this video, so let's go down to the second one. So second one I'm going to talk about is also from CGE, coincidentally, but I'm in no way affiliated with CGE, so don't think that I get a commission or anything like that. But look at this cover. What does this cover remind you of? First thing that comes to my mind actually was Diablo. So actually you can use the Diablo their IP, definitely not the IP, but you get all the standard class, the warrior, the rangers, thief, magic users, and you build them up over a series of turns, gain them more power up. There's miniatures, not super fantastic miniatures, but they're doable. And after that, there's these event tracks that eventually goes on, and eventually you have to fight the boss, which is kind of like Diablo himself, but and at that point in time you have to build up your your characters in order to do that. So I'm going to try to magnify this picture if I can, or if not, what I will do is I will rely on BGG. So this game is called Sanctum. So Sanctum is highly recommended. I have actually gotten it more or less at about 30 over. So this is even a better deal than when I got hold of it. And it was at one point of time about 90 over Singapore dollars, which is about 70 odds USD. And it's really expensive because there's a lot of component in it. It's a very big box. And there's a lot of, it's pretty heavy. So, I mean heavy in the sense that it's physically heavy. So I'm going to show you, that this is a progress track where, where you eventually start progressing and then you eventually have to fight the boss. And look at this. Does this not remind you of Diablo? You have your oops, what did I do? Okay, I overdid the magnification. But anyway, this is a very blurry image. I hope to be able to get you a better image. Better image is always better because I don't want to misrepresent the game. This is a really good game. So let me see if I can get a better picture to show you. I need to show you a better picture. Hopefully this will do. I hope so. BGG has some limitation on the kind of image you can actually upload, and sometimes it's not really that fantastic. Nope, this is not really a very good representation. Is there one that really shows you? So anyway, you can see some of the cards are really fantastic. You have all the equipments, the bad guys, minions and things like that. Although I say that the miniatures are so-so, but with a little bit of work, they can look fantastic. Definitely, as what's been shown here. I'm going to go back and I want to actually show you the how the equipment goes into your tableau and then build up your characters, because I think that is really something that you will recognize, especially if you have played Diablo and other games as such. So this is not a very good nice image. You have to tilt your image a bit, but imagine this is your characters. You have health and mana, and then this is the various part where your legs, your boots, this is your armor, your helmet, and left hand, right hand, and then accessories and stuff. And then over time you add cards to it, and then you kind of build up pretty powerful characters in order to take on Diablo eventually. So I'm keep using the word Diablo, but this game is Sanctum, and it's got nothing to do with Diablo. I said the main game mechanism really reminds you of that. And as you can see, originally in the original pictures, this is how the the build up characters will look like. There are different cards. So she has come a bow or something like that. And then some bracelet or something like that. And then there's accessories and stuff. So it's pretty fun as you build up your characters. You build up, and then there's also some minions along the way. You clear them. To get to the final, to fight the boss. And it's a cooperative. No backstabbing, no secret spies, secret traders and stuff like that. So in a way, it's a good game to have fun with a bunch of friends and every stuff like that. And although rating is 7.1, I think it's way underrated. I really like this game. So this is my second recommendation. Is Sanctum, also from CGA, coincidentally. It's at 31.88, which is insanely about 25 to 27 USD. Maybe I should on some sort of calculators so that I give you a more accurate, because I think talking USDs is a lot easier as you compare with other shops and stuff like that. So let's round that up to $32. Okay, $32. From Singapore dollars to United States. So SGD to United States dollars. Okay, so we have $32. Okay, let's see how much that's going to cost. Not euro, US dollars. Convert it. So that is oh, it has resetted everything. I don't know why, but let's try again. Why it does not? Oh, you have to select. I see. Sorry, it must be a user problem. It has to be me, right? It just has to be me. There's no other reason why it's not working. Okay, so so as you can see, it's about 23. So I way overestimated. So it's like $23 for Sanctum. that's a steal. You will never get this deal anywhere else, trust me. And you're pretty privileged that, you know, right now in Amazon SG, that is actually the price you get. Let me close Gen Con because, you know, we'll never be there. It's kind of over by the time you see this video anyway. So the third on my list is this is not really a steal, but it is a good game, no doubt. I'm sure you have heard of Carcassonne. You know, the game that you can't, you know, spell without carcass or, you know, S somewhere in the middle. I mean, that's just a joke, but the Hunters and Gatherers board game is a family-based board game, you know, got nothing to do with carcass or S. But this is one variation where it's a standalone. There's no expansion to this, and you know, it's a variant of Carcassonne that you might want to try, and it's at 36.28, which is about okay. Let me just give you the 36. I'm sure it's only $20 over. I'm pretty sure of it. How much do you want to guess it is? That's like $26 exactly, almost, and it's free shipping. You know, by the way, you know, just purchase enough and you get free shipping. So look at the components. It's pretty, you know, Carcassonne-like, and you know, it's pretty because, you know, you get animals, you know, cute animals, cute koi, cute you know, prehistoric deer or something, and there's some mammoth and, you know, saber-tooth tigers and stuff. And so this is you know, one variant which I have actually recommended to other people, although I have not got it myself. Okay, so to be honest, I have not got it a game, but I've seen the game and I've seen the gameplay kind of and playing about 40 minutes for 8+ is a nice addition to get to, you know, to your family if you have not have other Carcassonne's kind of you know, variation. I do have Carcassonne Safari. This is actually very nice. There's a few, there's actually I think about 4 of them in this series, which is like standalone. There's also, I don't think it's this. One of them is the Hunters and Gatherers. One of them is Safari. Let's see if you recommend others. But anyway, there's about 4 of them, and I think one of them is in Amazon and something like that. But this is one variation which I think looks intriguingly good at $36. So next, okay, but I forgot to mention who published this, but it's this is a standalone game. By the way, sorry if I missed it. Not sure who published it. Maybe I should just go back and, you know. Oh, Z-Man. Yes, how could I forget? I mean, I saw the logo around Z-Man, right? So the next one is Roxley Games, Radlands. Radlands is a very, very nice and highly rated. In fact, you have won the best 2 players game for Dice Tower this year. This is very, very cyberpunk-like, as you can see. You kind of like, it's a simple game, small enough to you know, small enough if you don't include you know, Kickstarter exclusive. And you know, like, you can bring along to travel, and it's a 1v1, and you actually play with your friends trying to, you know, take down his stuff. And it's kind of like a dueling thing, but there's kind of like building and dealing damage to each other and so on. So I don't know if you can see more pictures of it. Too bad I can't. But Radlands, trust me, is a pretty good game. I don't own it, but I have played it on I think it's TTS or something like that. I think you can still get the Kickstarter version from US actually, you know, like, or just get this and get the expansion for the stretch goals and stuff like that. So it's 8.2, as you can see. It's a very, very highly rated game. It's only 2 players. There's no other choice for this. And to showcase you some of the, you know, the better gameplay, you know, you see all the neon colors, the, you know, especially if you're into cyberpunk pink, this is the thing. So I think the Amazon page didn't really like do a very, very good job showcasing the best of it, but this is at $36. Okay, so I'm not going to go into some of the other stuff which, you know, is not really a steal, because I have added it to my cart because I wanted this game. So Familiar Tales is actually the next game, which is actually in the Star Faber Aftermath Cosmonauts, and not Cosmonaut, is it the Cosmonauts? Comanauts. Yeah, in the same line where, you know, there's the storybooks, you unfold the storybooks, there's the map, and there's a story, and you make decisions in the stories, and you play through a campaign. I want to get hold of this, so I'm putting it on my watch list, but at $97 is kind of crazy at the moment. So yes, so I remember the game that I was talking about just now was Meadows. So Meadows was also kind of a deal at $70, which is in a way it's kind of a deal, but it's still not reached the price point that I really want. So taking a look at $70 to give you a reference how much that converts to US dollars. That's like $50 US, which is not really cheap, not really very expensive. but it's it's Meadows. So Meadows have won quite some award, I guess, nominated and won, I think, on the Dice Tower as well as and other stuff. I think I spelled it with S. The game doesn't come with S, maybe. So it's Meadow, no Meadows. Yep. So this is a 17.8. It has actually been lower than some of the games I recommend. Like Radlands was like 8.1, right? So Meadow 7.8 is a very high game, 1 to 4 players. Solo definitely playable. Fantastic kind of component. You want to take a look? I'll show you some of the component here. Okay, so this is on my radar. I'm still kind of like waiting for it to drop a little bit. 69 might be a bit high. As you can see, you can build some of this stuff to put cards and stuff. It's really very nice. I mean, it's a little bit reminds you of that game Paleo, the one with the elephant face, and beautiful cards. Cards that depicts natural and everything. So if you're like one of these guys or girls who love all the natural team game, this is a good consideration. Although the not the best price as of now, but nevertheless, you don't need to be at Gen Con to get this. Okay, and I'm going to mix in one Japanese game as well, so that I have a good variety. This is from Dominion Games. This is Night Clans. So Night Clans, as you can see, if you look for Dominion Games, look at a corner here. If the corner shows a Japanese flag and a United States flag or something like that, it means this game is the instruction is available in English. So this is a fantastic news because look at this. You see English word trolls, riches, like treasures and stuff like that. So pretty dark fantasy light, and you have the daughter, the church, really really dark church, and old castle. So it's a game for 2 to 4 players. It's kind of like a deal. Night Clans might imply vampires. I'm not sure. Night Clan is reintroduced with beautiful illustrations, and then the goal is to protect the woman and treasures of your family from trolls. So I think maybe the bad guys are really trolls. You must hide in a safer place and stuff like that. Plays in 10 to 20 minutes. This is a great filler game. For 20 minutes, and it only comes with like about 60 cards, which is fantastic. And the artwork, as you can see, is so there are other games from Domina, by the way, which I've carefully selected this because this is available in English. And this is 23 Sing dollars, including shipping from Japan, which is fantastic, right? It's definitely fantastic because how much that comes to? That comes to, I mean, probably less than $15 even now. Okay, it's $16.64. So that includes shipping from Japan all the way. And this is the original Japanese game, which you will not find all over the place. Definitely not all over the place. So this is my recommendation for the Japanese game of the week. If you want to get hold of it and you're not at Gen Con, you still want to get a good card game, this is the one to go for it. Although there are better dominant games out there like Blade Rondo and stuff, but they'll cost a bomb. Especially the English translation version is really really expensive at the Kickstarter. Not to mention that there's 5 seasons or something like that that's already on. So I kind of want to stop here. But there are a lot other games on my list, as you can see. But so these games are on the save for later means that currently not so into it, but maybe let me just try my luck and see if I could shop with you guys and find a good deal for you guys. Okay, so this wasn't much of a good deal anymore. I used to be able to get this at a lot cheaper, so I will skip that. But the expansion is pretty okay. It's at $35. There's a second expansion coming, so never mind that. Let's just scrap that. I will let you know if it's running good deal again. How about another game which I found actually 2 games that is using the same keywords. Isn't it fantastic that random searches turns out to be like I have to say it's board games. There's a lot of things other than to do with Zodiac. There's a lot of other things to do with Zodiac. I'm sure of it. So the first one, let me just show you this game. Okay, so this game is at 31 right now. You could add it to your cart. As you can see, I already purchased this game before. I paid 26. It looks like it's a dexterity game at the first shot, but the components are good. This, bear in mind, this is actually not even the cover. It's not a printed cover. I want to show you a much better picture because it doesn't do justice to the game itself. This is it. And this is not very highly rated. It's about 6.3. And you wonder why? Because I think it's just a rather lighter game, and lighter game doesn't really get that much ratings high. So if you look at this, this is all the miniatures you get for the 12 Zodiacs, wrapped in a plastic cover, as you can see. And you even get the miniatures for the sun, as well as some tokens for marking the succession. And you set out a game. This is how the game looks like. Look at the game, man. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, it's like, and then you have trying to align the Zodiac, and this thing turns so that there's some strategies in how to counter turn it so that you don't let your opponent get the best of it. And it's, what can I say, it's a beautiful game, especially at $30. This delivers from the United States. I think it's going to cost at least $30 USD in United States, but I think we're having a good deal here, even at 31. So this is about 26 USD, and I think with shipping, free shipping and everything, this is a good something which you can consider. This is published by the guy who's going to make your it's Spin Masters, the guy who's going to make your Come On Marvel Zombies. So that they are not fantastic in the miniatures. I mean, the miniatures looks okay, but the gameplay is something very different. I'm sure you don't have another game that feels exactly the same with this Rondo thing. So this could be your first Rondo game. I mean, why not? And it's simple. I think it's pretty simple to teach, and then it's like you get it up and running in no time at all. So this is another one of my recommendation where you can actually buy right now from Amazon. Oh man, I wish Amazon gave me some affiliated links or something like that, so I could like make some referral from this. No, I'm just kidding, but it's like, because Amazon is like one of the wider market, and I don't want to so actually I found another game here which let me see if I can remember. I don't know if I search Chinese Zodiac I will get that. So I came to buy another game which searching for the same keyword. I do random search for keywords, okay? So this is just me crazy, and things for board games, and it's like I don't find a game here, but I will look around as well to see if there's a good deal. So this is not a good deal, by the way. This is way too expensive. This is a good deal, okay? So why don't we click it in and I show you. So Descent, The Legend of the Dark has been like way over 200 Sing dollars, and because even though if it's 90, I think it has ever dropped to 90 US dollars in United States, this game is humongously heavy. I easily bet with you it's going to cost about 7 to 10 kilos worth of shipping. So you just factor that in, it's going to way over cost more than 171 Sing dollars. And I mean, this you have to like, because this doesn't count miniatures, but there's a lot of paper components which make up the dungeons, and like you play through different heroes, but there's also app involved. This game you require the app to play. Also, this is the artwork. The artwork is kind of a little bit that kind of takes me off a little bit, but other than that, I guess it's a big dungeon crawler. It's the Descent 3.0. So I would say 171 is a good deal. Mark this down, okay? Let me go down to see what else I could like recommend for you guys. Gloomhaven at 192 is not a good deal, but you can add it to your cart to to figure out if eventually you will. So this is a good game. The Rails and Sails is one of the better Ticket to Ride, but unfortunately it's at 86. It's also not a good deal at this moment of time. I couldn't go ahead to recommend that. Let me see if there's any other things that is worth mentioning, because we are shopping, right? This whole idea of what this is about, and I hope that you don't mind, because we are going shopping, so we may not end up buying everything we want. Definitely not me. I'm not buying everything that I want, or I already have purchased some of the stuff that I really wanted. Wingspan, although it says there's some sort of saving, it's not really a good deal at $74. It's kind of expensive. And if this wasn't the expansion, this would have been worth it at $27, really. So some of these games are slightly expensive. I couldn't bring myself to recommend it. I will only recommend you the games that which I think has a good price point, or at least has dropped to a good price point, which I feel that is worth, jumping the gun and getting it. This is the expansion, unfortunately. If the original game is at $37, you will have been a steal. I hope you don't get bored me browsing through this, because at the same time I'm thinking in my mind that I was also shopping for myself if there turns out to be a good game, kind of. Tell you what, why don't I recommend the Chronicles of Crime? So Chronicles of Crime is about $50. Is almost okay. I won't say it's too cheap, neither is it too expensive. So Chronicles of Crime is a game that you play with an app. It's arguably one of the games which I call is either it's an app with cards, or it's a board game with an app. So it works both ways. So you see that it can be played even with one player. I played with solo sometimes to solve some of the scenario which my wife is not interested in. So basically you have locations. So in each location there are people who can see people like here, where you can ask questions around. And you ask questions by pointing them the cards, do you know about the gardening tools, and then scan the QR code, and when you talk to this guy, and then she will say something, and then or maybe she will just say, oh, I don't know anything about it. And then it's like sometimes you at a crime scene you also get let me see if there's a video of a crime scene. So anyway, you can also view the crime scene in 3D, rotate it around, and then you can look at what's in the crime scene, and then pick out some of these cards, like maybe there's a blood stain. So take out the blood stain card, and then you scan it, and then say, oh yes, you collected some blood stain card. And then and then you really want to find out more about the bloodstain, you can actually talk to your guys. So there are some characters which are at your disposal. There's a scientist, there's a forensic guy, there's a psychology guy, and there's a doctor. Maybe scan a QR code for the doctor, call the doctor up, ask him about the bloodstain, and then maybe he will tell you, oh no, this bloodstain belongs to a human. It's like maybe he might even be able to recognize it from their database, who it is and things like that. And then he might tell you, oh, this person, so you want to know how to get to this person, talk to the hacker. There's a hacker on your team, and the hacker will tell you, oh, this guy, we know he stays at this location. So you unlock new location, so you can go to that location by scanning the location, and then you might find the guy there, and you can question him further. There's a series of time based, because there's only so much you can ask, and then you'll be asked to make a decision at the end. What is the crime committed? What is the not really just so much location, weapons, and who did it, but there's a lot of questions into the plot of the game, who actually was the culprit, and then there was why he do it. So you need to scan one of the items that really relates to why this is, and then who was he trying to help, and then maybe there's another person he's trying to help, and then you scan the person, and then you're trying to get scores, and then you get to solve the crime. So there's in the main Chronicles of Crime, I think there's about at least 4 to 5 main scenarios, if I'm not wrong, and there's a couple of scenarios which you can download. There's also communities scenarios which you can download to the app to play. So it's quite a good deal for $50, for the main game, but mainly because it's just a app game with all the QR codes and stuff. You can always say that just give me a piece of QR code and I could scan everything. Yup, sure, but it's not thematic. And then they make the game, they want you to buy the game. The app is free, they're not charging you for the app, except the DLC scenarios. So I guess I could recommend this. It is one game that I enjoy, though it not necessarily been the best game from Lucky Duck Games. It could be arguably one of the best though. Okay, so going back to here, let me see if I could find other board games for you guys. We just do one more round, and then we could just skip if we don't find anything that's useful. This is totally going to screw up my my search, because it will have indicated that I'm interested in Chronicles of Crime, and you keep showing me Chronicles of Crime, which I already have the whole season, the whole series, plus season 2, plus everything. It's like, okay, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. But it's for you guys, so it's okay. I'll just tame my shopping experience a little bit. This should be very cheap. I don't know if you would think that this is a very good game, but I would think that this is a game cheap enough to make a purchase, play with your families, and then it's like you might move on, you might not move on. But basically, this is Disney, the Haunted Mansion. So I didn't watch the animations, so I really don't know much about it. But I know it's this about some ghosts, and then it's like, so this game plays in a way that, you know, there's this. I wish I could get a better picture, but I couldn't. Let me go to Board Game Geek again to do this. Okay. I can also show you the rating here as well. It's not the Scooby Doo. It's this. So there's a few games. So this is 7.2. Apparently not too bad. Playable from 2 to 6 players in about 30 minutes, and it plays really fast. It's a very simple game to. Once you get the grasp of it, it's not that difficult. So there are places to travel around. There's cards that will move the bad guys around, and then, you know, if you end up in the same place with the bad guys, there's some penalty happens, and you're trying to get like certain sets or collections in order to, like, you know, score points and things like that. So this games is pretty cheap, and given the components is by Funko. Funko usually don't have very expensive games, and the quality is okayish. It's not fantastic, not Kickstarter fantastic, but, you know, it's not that bad either. So it's like so this is basically the background story. There's like hitchhiking ghosts. So you gain points by solitating with the ghosts, and then, you know, you move around, rotating the endless hallway, and then, you know, collecting ghost card, so that each of them have different points value and things like that. So basically, it's kind of like collecting while you're exploring the haunted mansions, and it's a pretty interesting game. I played myself. I think I played about 2 or 3 times at least, and I guess this is a very lightweight game. It's about 1.8 only. So 7.2. I think I can recommend this, especially at this price point. So Funko Games, the Haunted Mansion. So before I end, maybe, you know, it's kind of like 30 minutes really. I would want to, like, you know, go on babbling for an hour, but, you know, I guess that's not really the point. Let me try another Funko game to see whether there's a good price. If there's a good price, you know, I will recommend it. I need to search the board game. So it's something to do with Fast and Furious. Yes, you know that it's something to do with Fast and Furious. I'm sure you like the movie. I mean, at least the first view. Yes, this is a deal. No, I think this is a deal at $19. $19 is kind of crazy. It's probably about 15 or less. So at about 23 is 16. $19 is probably about 13 US dollars. I don't think you will find this maybe at Target. I don't know. Maybe it's so at Target. But, you know, the cover looks good. Highway Harsh, and then it's like, you know, look at this. There's even a chopper there. Let me show you this in the Board Game Geek. Fast and Furious. Come on, Fast and Furious. We're not being very fast here. Highway Heist. Oh my god, I need to really pronounce the games properly. So 7.2 is not too bad either. So, you know, I'm not giving you crappy suggestions. So it's for playing for 2 to 4 players. Based on the Boxbuster movie, of course. Like I said, miniatures from Funkos are not fantastic, but they are like doable, you know. Look, you even have a tank. You know what's all these sticks there for? Let me show you something interesting. This game is pretty fun because there's apparently there's a helicopter as well, you know. Let me see if I can find a helicopter. Maybe there's one in this picture. I don't know. They didn't show the helicopter, but there's a helicopter, and, you know, that's why there's this stick for you to stick the helicopter on top. And, you know, it's basically you're like playing over through the highway. It's quite thematic, you know. It's like, and then you know, you get familiar, you know, things that happens in the game, like, you know, there's different skills, there's a stunts and stuff like that. Some dice, there's some luck involved. It's a pretty interesting game. And at 7.2, I don't think I could say that it's bad. It's a pretty good game. It's lightweighted. If there's anything that's I say about it. And then you know, it's like the play as, you know, Dom, Lefty, Roman, you know, all the familiar characters in Team Torito, and then, you know, go up against heavily armed enemies. You know, there's 3 scenarios here. So 3 scenarios, and you know, even if each of the scenarios you play through once, it's only going to cost you like $6 per scenario. You know, what else can you ask for? You know, you can move, you can leap from, you know, and then you can fight back enemy, pull crazy stunts and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting game, pretty interesting take at the Fast and Furious franchise. And from Funko Games, it brings you things that's really cheap that you don't need to pay your arm and leg for it. And so I think I will just end here. I will have to go back and re-index all the games. You know, give you the links below. You know, give you the links to Amazon SG, because I took the price off Amazon SG. It's only fair for me to, you know, like just refer you to Amazon SG so you can make the purchase. So I hope this at least, you know, like brighten up your days. You know, because you can't be a Gen Con, but you know, don't be sad. There's plenty of games that you can get, you know, cheap without going to Gen Con. That reminds me, I need to show you one more game before I'm done. Really, I need to show this to you because this you don't need to be a Gen Con, and then you can just get hold of this right over from the official web store. Really, are you a big fan of Red Raven games? So Red Raven games is literally Ryan Lockett. He has done a lot of fantastic games like, you know, Above and Below. There's also Near and Far. And stuff like that. And you know, the latest Sleeping Gods, you know, Sleeping Gods is like the game that, you know, is like you know, that's really. And then there's this new game that actually came out, is Knightfall. So Knightfall is one of his, I think it's co-designed by him, so I'm not sure if everything is done by him. So there's $10 off the MSRP. Unfortunately, there's also US shipping involved. It's around $7 for me. I don't know how much it is, but basically you're playing knights, and then he has the same usual artworks that, you know, that is usually presented in his games. You know, you have like monsters, knights, you know, and beautiful artworks, maps. There's 19 characters. So there's some previews. You want to find out more about this game, but basically, there's also a soundtrack available if you want to download it. I'm not sure if it's. I think it's fully available on YouTube as well, the soundtrack, and you might want to ask, so this game is going to be very expensive, like, you know, Sleeping Gods, $79 US? No, not exactly. So if you take a look, this is actually at $35 US. If you pre-order now, and it ships to any US address. So you just use a forwarder or something like that. And then, you know, if you need you know, some sort of advice about forwarder, you can just drop me a comments below. I would just tell you what to do. There's some shipping costs involved, so it might come to about $40 US dollars. And I'm not sure if it's the best time to get it, but I'm just saying that if you want to pre-order this, you're excited about another Ryan Lockett's games, this is the one. And you don't need to be at Gen Con to get it. For me, I'm kind of like waiting. Maybe I'll order through Miniature Market or Game Nerds if they carry it later, because most of the games from Ryan Lockett's is still available even after, you know, whatever. But just that, because this is like $10 off MSRP, you might not get it this cheap, but you might get free shipping. So there is some give and take. So I just want to show you, like, you know, if you look at the stores, typically what you find at Red Raven games. So you can find like even older games like Near and Far, still available. They are not like sold out or anything. Even Mega Land, but Sleeping Gods is sold out though. And then the Ancient World 2nd edition. So these are some of the, like, you know, very fantastic game, as well as some of the you know, even maybe exclusive Kickstarter. You can still pay for it if you want. You know, some of these mana coins are in the Kickstarter, of course, for the various, like Sleeping Gods. The mana coins is available, although the main game is kind of sold out. 3D resources for Sleeping Gods still available if you want. So if you plan to like pick up some of this stuff, you know, for your other Red Raven games, it might be worth it to just pre-order it, because then, you know, that $7 of or $10 of shipping might not be really be that much, because, you know, consider that some of this stuff you don't really like get hold of it easily anywhere else. So that is one way out. But other than that, so this is what I have recommended, and this has run to 40 minutes. I will have to show you all the link to where all this goes. And if you find that this series is more useful than me talking about Kickstarter stuff, which won't happen in another 2 years, let me know, and then maybe we might just start to adjust it, because I think Kickstarter, there's way too many videos out there talking about Kickstarter, talking about why you should back this, why you shouldn't back this. I mean, I always had my take on why I need to back this, but recently I find myself less intrigued to back a lot of games. And in a way, I find that purchasing for retails might have been the better advice for you guys. And I always want to give you the best advice. I don't want you to spend more than you need if there's a cheaper alternative. So thanks for watching. If you like my advice, if you like my videos, like to see more of this deals and bargains and things you can get even though you are not at Gen Con, well, I hope you can at least subscribe. That will help me with my video, and I don't ask for anything else. Anything else is absolutely free. Don't need to pay anything for exclusive news and stuff like that. Thanks for watching. Hope to be able to see you again soon.